That's it there. So, the stream running. Right. Hello and welcome everyone to the second round of the PlayStation America series here on Race Spec Esports. We are back, and this time at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia, for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's a 2.87 mile, 16 turn racetrack that, in the eyes of many, is quite a boring racetrack for Formula One. This is due to several high-speed corners on the circuit and the amount of dirty air created from them. It makes it a real challenge for the cars to follow one another here. In the virtual world, though, there have been a few occasions where there has been very good racing, such as the Pacific Tier 1 race that happened about 13 hours ago. It was a full wet race, and there was plenty of action, particularly towards the end, so it pays to be optimistic. But this track, it's tough to make overtakes happen. But if they do, they'll likely try and overtake with the assistance of DRS into Turn 1 and the no longer existing hairpin of Turn 10. But overtaking isn't the only thing drivers have to worry about. There are several accident hotspots on the circuit, such as the tall curb on the inside of Turns 2 and the non-existent left-hand kink of Turn 11, as well as the notorious uphill right-hander of Turn 9 that Hildebeest is coming up to now. Seen many retirements over my time as a commentator and as a driver at that corner, and I would not be surprised at all if we saw a safety car at some point during this race. Now, a little bit of news from Race 1 at Silverstone. Quite the event for race. One particular noteworthy event was what happened with Godly Boss under the safety car. As it turned out, he had a horrific desync with the lobby, which is why he basically plowed through everybody, but the stewards have decided to give him a 15-second time penalty and 2 penalty points. Oh, hang on, I misread that. He received a 15-second time penalty and 2 penalty points for an incident with Silent Banshee, and he received a 10-second time penalty and 2 penalty points for an incident with George, who is on screen now, totaling up as 25 seconds and 4 penalty points, which means Godly Boss will have to serve a quali ban at the next race he enters. And as you can see from the leaderboard, he's not here today. He'll be driving in the Aston Martin. Currently, Shizant is in the Aston Martin. But yeah, it was a very odd set of incidents on the safety car, just watching that unfold. Ruined quite a few people's races as Rafa is out of the session. We have our first retirement. Oh, dearie me. There's his car there, as we saw that awkward overtake between Hildebeest and Shizant. The stewards also acknowledge that Godly Boss's side. And if that is the case, further races where connection is an issue will result in participation restrictions or a suspension on Godly Boss's behalf. So, yeah. But that's the only stewards report from... And both Haas's are out at the same corner. What? The Haas's mimicking one another. There's Sloso in the barrier. The exact same place where Rafa crashed. Oh, dearie me. What a coincidence. But yeah, that's the only stewards report from Silverstone in the America series. A little bit more news though. A few hours ago, Codemasters released the 1.08 patch for F1 2021. According to the patch, they made tweaks to the handling model to remove an unrealistic element with low-speed cornering, whatever that means. They added various AI improvements, general stability improvements, and various minor fixes. It was only a 230 megabyte update. It was quite small, so nothing major. But that little update caused quite a bit of havoc for the Pacific Series because it came out basically right at the same time as Pacific Tier 2 was about to get underway. It also resulted in Pacific Tier 1 starting about 20 minutes late. But fortunately, here in the American Series, we don't have to worry about such a problem. And now we can focus on qualifying. There's plenty of time left in qualifying to talk about the drivers on track. Currently, KD 1997 is on pole position with a 1 minute 15.638. He did that on the medium tyre as well. That's actually quite a respectable lap time, considering he did that on the mediums. There's a yellow flag out for a Alpine that has spun round as George jumps up to P10. It's Oxford Fox. He's going to get it going again soon as Loeb gets by. Gets it going again, nice and smooth. No Mercy currently in second place. Hildebeest, after being impeded a little bit on his flying lap, currently P3. Rest of the field though, we have 2 retirements. Captain Schmeg on an out lap. Hildebeest's teammate. Williams pair were very, very strong in Silverstone until that safety car shenanigans that we saw. Captain Schmeg copped the brunt of it, being hit by Godly Boss and sent into the barrier on the Hangar Straight. He was in the top 5 and he was soon well outside the top 5 when the safety car pulled off the track. It was a really unfortunate incident, but these sort of things happen from time to time. Hopefully he'll have a solid race here in Barcelona. I'll tell you what, we'll take advantage of this. Quite a good driver, Captain Schmeg, so I imagine this is going to be quite a competitive lap time. So we'll ride on board and we'll give you a guided tour of Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Coming through the chicane now, nice and steady. Let's try and get the best exit possible. Around the final corner, DRS open, and he'll begin his lap. It's a very, very long run to turn 1. It's probably the most prominent overtaking spot on the circuit. Slams on the brakes just before the 50. Third gear, short shifts to 4th through turn 2, then into the long right-hand sweeper of turn 3. 7th gear. Will he shift up to 8th gear for turn 4? No, he won't. Keeps it in 7th down to 3rd gear for turn 4, short shifts to 4th, 5th gear, 6th gear, apparently purple to the first sector, through turn 5, 2nd gear, short shifts to 3rd. Gets a nice exit through the little kink of turn 6 into the chicane of 7 and 8. A warning hotspot and into the barrier. So Captain Schmeg has decided to do a Mika Hakkinen and spin into the barrier. Less than ideal, opposite of nice. But pull off to the side to let, who's that? Is that Shizant? But unfortunately, Captain Schmeg has got plenty of time left in the session to try and set a lap time. But that's the notorious nature of this racetrack, as Passassin was a bit held up by a Ferrari there, leaving the pits. That would have been George, and he invalidated. He's going to back out of his lap. But yeah, still. JST exiting turn 12, coming through the tight technical 3rd sector. Through the flow-destroying chicane of 14 and 15. Will then come around the final curve of 16. Open DRS, up to the line. 13th quickest on the medium tyre with a 1:18.502. Flavius coming up to the line, 15th quickest with a 1 minute 18.888. Lots of 8s there. Passassin, will you duck into the pits or will you set a flying lap? One wonders. See what he does. He'll set a flying lap, so we're going to ride on board. Try and take you on a uninterrupted guided tour. Again, heading down towards turn 1, 320 kilometers an hour. Slams on the brakes, 4th gear. Oh, awkward run through turn 2, but he carries so much speed. My word. Exiting turn 3, keeps it narrow just to minimise distance. Into turn 4, down to 4th gear, purple to the first sector. Into turn 5, gets it down to 3rd gear, gets it down to 2nd, short shifts to 4th, wow. To really try and minimise traction. Into 7 and 8, where we saw Captain Schmeg lose it, and he invalidates. Cutting way too much there at turn 7. Comes through turn 9, another accident hotspot. Now we're coming towards the non-existent hairpin of turn 11. We now follow that track out there, the original layout of Barcelona. Very nice pirouette there. She isn't currently up in the first sector. That is an Alpine. Who is it? Must be Nahil. No, it's Williams. See, this is the trouble. I use the minimap to, you know, spot cars that have had moments on the racetrack. The Williams and the Alpine, their sort of identification colour, I suppose, is so similar. I have a hard time distinguishing the Alpine and the Williams car on the minimap. So annoying. Why can't every team just have different colours? Why do they have to be so similar? Why are there so many blue teams this year as well? My goodness. Seems that blue is the go-to colour for 2021. Speaking of which, the AlphaTauri of Liquito is coming around turn 9. It's through there nicely. Heading towards the hairpin of 10. But he's down tremendously, so he might be on an in-lap. George. Exiting turn 12. Is he on a flying lap? KD sets a new personal best of 1:15.385. He's done that on the mediums as well. As Mickelson goes into the pits. I think Snake and Beans is preparing to do a flying lap. Yellow flags in the 3rd sector. Not fully utilising the track width there on the exit. You can use a lot more than that. Just to try and open up the corner as much as possible. To then try and carry as much speed down the straight. You possibly can. Or very wide at turn 2. Not going full throttle through turn 3. You need to try and go full throttle through turn 3. It is possible. You need a good setup to do it. But it is possible. Heard some drivers in some previous league races use 11-11 wings around here to try and get as much downforce out of the car as possible. And they were quite quick in qualifying. In the race though, they really did lack straight line speed, which you do need in order to try and pass around here. Let's see. Oscar, you're on a flying lap. Heading up towards turn 9. Big lift, but keeps the car nice and stable. Very nice. Crossing the sector 2 split. Just up by 1/10 of a second. But it's a solid improvement. Through the kink of 11. And into the long sweeper of 12. Now into 13. 3rd gear, nice and steady. Really steady. 2nd gear. Now he's going to duck into the pits. He's bailed out of the lap. Come in. The hill is about to start a flying lap on the soft tyre as well. Captain Schmeg also set a time of 1:16.3. He's the 2nd off KD, but he set that time on the mediums and he's currently 3rd overall. Exiting the final corner onto the pit straight. Ooh, a bit of a moment there. Heading down towards turn 1. Moves to the right. Ooh, Snake and Beans out of the session. Crashing out to turn 9. There's his car there. Psycho does a bit of rallycross. The Snake and Beans just losing control of the car. Very easy to do at turn 9. And Mercer going into the pits. Hildebeest on an outlap. And Hill on the flyer, up by 43 thousandths of a second in the first sector. Rounding turn 9. Opens DRS down the back straightaway. 1.5 of a second. With that sort of improvement, he can overtake Hildebeest for P4. Towards turn 13 now. Captain Schmeg, he's had enough. He's satisfied with third on the mediums. The Hill comes around the final corner. Will open DRS up to the finish line. Goes fourth quickest with a 1:16.371. Passassin, currently 20th, will need to set a lap time. Wouldn't want to start from the back of the field. Purple, apparently, for the second sector. Through turn 12. Very nice, very steady on the marks. Through the chicane, nice and steady. Abusing the track limits on the inside. You have to do that. Exits the final corner. Opens DRS up to the line. It's a 1:14.931. He goes straight to pole position with that lap. He is 4.5 tenths quicker than KD, who proceeds to retire from the session. Hildebeest up by 19 thousandths. Coming up to sector 2, split line, just under a tenth. Basically 3/4 of a tenth of a second. It won't be enough for him to jump up any positions unless he finds a lot of time in this third sector. He'll come around the final corner. DRS open up to the line. He finds a lot of time in the final sector. He finds 8 tenths. He jumps to P3 with a 16 flat. Oxford Fox bailing out of a lap. Oscartail up by almost half a second in the middle sector. Down the hill through the chicane. Nice wide exit. DRS open up to the line. Oscar jumps to 7th with a 16.6. Oxford, your session is done. Lake Show on a flying lap down in the first sector. Flavius pulling out of the way. Silent Banshee on a flying lap. Laquito is coming up to the line. We'll see if he can improve. Does not improve. Does an 18.1. Few drivers leaving it very late to set laps. Shizant going back into the pits. Lake Show, you going to complete your flying lap. He's driving the Ferrari. Rounding the final corner. He sets 17.1. He does improve but stays 9th. Silent Banshee ducks into the pits. He wants to start P11. Have the free choice of tyre. JST, he too comes in. What about Psycho? Will he complete his lap? He will. Around the final corner. DRS open up to the line. Does improve. P12. Stays outside of the top 10. But he'll get to have a free choice of tyre for the start of this race. But there we go. Qualifying over. And one hell of a lap from Cos Passassin. Puts him on pole. 4.5 tenths clear of KD 1997. Hildebeest will start in P3 with No Mercy P4 on the medium tyre, no less. Captain Schmeg P5 also on the mediums, I believe. Yeah, there we are. The Hill Plus Ultra on the softs. Same with Oscar Toll in P7. Oxford Fox in P8 on the softs. Lake Show 9th on the mediums. Then Flavius rounds out the top 10. He'll be starting on the soft compound tyre. Okay, clear race. But rain at the end. Okay. Interesting. Rain at the end of the race. It'll be interesting to see how that plays havoc with the strategies towards the end. See whether or not it will go to full-on intermediate conditions. But there we are. Outside of the top 10 we have Silent Banshee, Psycho in P12, Liquito 13th, JSD 14th, Georgian 15th, Loban 16th. Snake and Beans, Shizant, Sloso and Rafa will start from the back of the field after crashing out in the same spot. I have to say, I haven't seen that before. Teammates crashing in the same spot, one lap after the other. But now it's time for the race itself. The drivers will be fine-tuning their setups, maybe removing a little bit of wing just to increase the straight line speed, deciding how much fuel to have in the car as well. Session counter starting to count down. You can risk it and underfuel the car. If there's a safety car at any point, then you'll benefit massively. Because anyone who has put a plus amount of fuel in the car will have quite a heavy load of fuel left towards the end of the race. And you'll be at a disadvantage. But if there's no safety car, or virtual safety car for that matter, and you underfuel, well then you're in a lot of trouble. Drivers set off on their formation lap. Now let's have a look in detail in who is starting on what tyre. So, top two starting on the mediums. Hilda Beast and P3 on the softs. No Mercy, Captain Schmeg on the mediums. So the Williams pair are on alternate strategies. So it'll be interesting to see how those two operate over the course of the race. Nahil on the softs, same with Oscar, same with Oxford in P8. Lake Show P9 on the mediums. Flavius P10 on the softs. Silent Banshee is the only driver in the field on the hard tyre. He's starting P11. He needs to be very careful at the start of the race to not get damaged, because he doesn't have a tyre to fall back on if he does. Typically, if you get damaged early on, you're on the mediums or you're on the softs, you can chuck on the hard tyre and try and go to the end of the race. By using the hard tyre immediately, you don't have that option. So Silent Banshee has to be quite careful. Psycho in P12 on the medium, same with Liquito, J. Steve, Mickelson, Loeb, Snake and Beans, Shizant. All of them are starting on the mediums. Sloso on the softs, and Rafa and P20 on the medium tyre. So that makes it 1, 2 cars on the softs, 1 car on the hards. Basic arithmetic will tell you 13 drivers will start on the medium tyre. 5 of which are on scrubbed mediums from qualifying. Leaders are lined up ready to go. Mickelson has been disqualified. Same with Lowe. They must have made contact during the formation lap and they've teleported back to their respective grid slots. We're just waiting on the Haas pairing to line up into their respective grid slots, and we can get this 33 lap race underway here in Barcelona. Everyone's lined up and ready to race here. We have 5 red lights and it's lights out and away we go. That was very quick. Passassin converts well off the line. A Haas is off the racetrack. A Aston Martin has lost an end plate at the back of the field. Towards turn 1 we go. Passassin still leads. Williams into P3, or rather remaining in P3 is Hildebeest. Trying to hang on. He has No Mercy right behind. Oxford Fox is currently battling with Silent Banshee, who gets a mega start. Captain Schmeg tries to get by No Mercy there, is unable to do so. Now these soft runners are going to have an advantage off the start. Their tyres are going to be really grippy. Down the inside, Laquito looks. Psycho around the outside, almost collects his teammate there as they exit turn 5. What a start from Rafa, from 20th up to 15th. Making up 5 positions already. Make that 6 positions as Psycho slows down quite a bit. Now Rafa, he looks to the inside into turn 10, sends it into 13th. Commits to the move, gets it done. Up 7 positions. What a start from the Brazilian. Currently at the front of the field, it's been fairly tame. Nobody messing around. If Assassin leads the way, he's already got a 1 second margin over KD. Hildebeest in 3rd. No Mercy in 4th. Rafa up to 12th. He's battling Laquito. Heading into turn 1. Loeb tries to go down the inside, but he didn't have enough momentum. Does Rafa have a problem? He's lost a fair bit of ground to Laquito. He's now starting to claw it back though. But a great... Oh, and a spinning Laquito! That's another position gained. Laquito falls down to 17th with a completely shattered front wing. What a start from Rafa. Absolute aggression, and he's making it work. Great stuff. Now let's have a look at who's made how many positions over the course of the first few laps. See, top 5 haven't moved. Oscar up 1 position, the Hill down 1. Silent Banshee, a good start, up 2 positions. He made that straight away. Loeb up 3, Snake and Beans up 1, but the big mover, Rafa, up 8 positions. Biggest loser, unfortunately, is Laquito, down 5 after his moment at turn 5. Turn 4. Turn 4. Into turns 1 and 2, Lake Show trying to get the move done. He knows he's on better tyres. Got more grip, more speed. Just needs to find a way by. DRS is available. Rafa into P11. My goodness. Oh, a bit of a moment on the exit though. Had to get off the throttle there. He's got overtake stuck on. I recommend turning that off. Through the corners. Just be dumping it. Climbing up the hill. Around turn 9. So the Banshee. Will he be overtaken by Lake Show? No, he won't. Not into turn 10 anyway. Still has overtake turned on. Lake Show, turn it off. Still has it turned on. There we go. Assassin sets fastest lap with an 18.1. He's now got a 2 second margin over Assassin. Through turn 16, the final corner, running wide. He opens DRS, he uses overtake. Closes in, No Mercy and Captain Schmeg having a scrap there. Here we go. Into turn 1, he looks to the inside. That's a horrible camera shot, Cody's. And he's through into 9th. Now Rafa, he's been making moves at turn 4. Will he try to make a move here? No, he won't. Not quite close enough. Oh, but running wide, Silent Banshee. And here comes Rafa into 10th. No, they make contact. Banshee braking late into the hairpin, pushes Rafa wide. Through 7, into 8. Climbing up the hill towards turn 9. Rafa looks, can't make a move there though. But he'll try and get a run, and he's got it. He's alongside, he has DRS. And he's through. Into P10. Up 10 positions from the start. Great bit of driving there to make up as many positions as he has. Oscar into the pits very early. Is this a scheduled stop? Has he got damage? That is the question. This is a scheduled stop onto the medium tyre, so I reckon Oscar is going to be doing a 2-stop. A soft medium perhaps. Silent Banshee has fallen to 11th now, being overtaken by Loeb. Well, running very wide there is George in the Ferrari. Running wide there again at turn 4. Psycho is now getting involved in this scrap. And remember as well, the top 15 score points in Race Spec. KD cops a 3-second time penalty, his first for the night. Sector 1 yellow flags. That is Sloso and Shizant coming together. Here comes Liquito and Snake and Beans on the scene. They're currently scrapping. Psycho, will he try and get by Mickelson? No, he won't. He got a shocking run through the chicane. And that is a Aston Martin. Is that Shizant? Yes, it is. There's Assassin. There's his teammate. And Rafa's fallen to 14th. He spun at turn 2. Oh dear. He had such a superb start. But I'm not sure if he was helped, but regardless, he's now down in 16th. Oh dear. Had such a superb start. Went from 20th to 10th. He's now back down in 16th. JST. The McLaren of Lowe battling for position. Ooh, understeering very wide there. Does he have damage? He does. He has a missing front wing. Ooh. And Oscar gets by. Hildebeest is in the pits. What will Hildebeest be up to, I wonder? Hard tyres, mediums, what's it going to be? Mediums. On they go. There he goes, out of the pits. Lobo, 3-second time penalty, same with Sloso. Hildebeest just comes out in front of Silent Banshee. He's got clear air in front of him. He needs to push. Make the most of these fresh tyres. And that is Oscar Toll spinning out at turn 2. As I said, it's an accident hotspot. Very easy to lose it there. On a happier note, we still have 20 cars left in the race. That's very good. Hopefully everybody can finish. Looking down the inside, Snake and Beans into P17. Big move down the inside, and that is Shizant. It's going again. And here's your leader, Assassin. Massive margin out in front. Can just conserve his tyres, not push too hard. That's precisely what he's doing. He's got a 4-second margin to KD in P2, who in turn, excuse me, who in turn has a 5-second margin to No Mercy in P3. Peter Schmeg P4. Then the two Alpines, the Hill and Oxford Fox, in P5 and 6. They're looking very good at the moment. Lake Show 7th, And a flying Hildebeest in P8, who has closed the gap to 4.5 seconds. He is pushing as hard as he can. There's Silent Banshee and Shizant in P20. Flavius P10. Still on those soft tyres that would be feeling the burn. Assassin sets fastest lap and opens up the margin to 4.5 seconds over KD. Down the back straightaway towards the hairpin of turn 10. Flavius and George, Psycho, JST, all in this sort of pack. Sector 1 yellows. Who is that? Laquito? It is. Having a moment at turn 3. Nahel, what are you pitting onto, buddy? You're pitting onto the mediums. So a lot of these guys looking like they're going to do a soft medium medium. Maybe a soft medium. Just a one stop. The medium tyre can last around here. It's fairly durable. But you'll need to do a fairly long stint on the soft tyre. And you have to be aware that the mediums are going to die out quite a bit towards the end of the race. Won't have a lot of grip, won't have a lot of speed. JC and Psycho, very close. Can they battle for position? Nahil closing in. He doesn't want to deal with this, he wants to get by as soon as possible. His overtake, opens DRS, he closes in quite a bit. Looks to the inside. And that's Sloso, I reckon, who's had a moment, who has retired from the session. There he is there. He's out. No safety car. Let's see here. And that's Laquito, I believe. No, it's not. It's Oscar Toll who had a moment there. Alright, Nahil has to try and get by Psycho now. He's gotten past JST. Psycho is his next target. Closing in deep on the brakes. Through turn 7, then turn 8, up the hill. Round 9. Sector 2 yellow flags, that is Shizant. Into the hairpin of turn 10, not close enough. As Rafa is out, both asses out. A big smash here at the exit of turn 9. What a disappointment that is. A superb start, results to nothing. And a bit like in qualifying as well. One Haas retires, next lap the other Haas retired. And that's exactly what happened here. Both of them out of the race. Oxford Fox onto the hard tyre. He's definitely doing a one-stop. And he'll come out beside his teammate. In front of Psycho? Maybe, maybe not. They're side by side. Heading around turn 3, Psycho's pushed wide. JST, can he find a way through? No, he can't. Backs off a lot there, went way off throttle. Didn't really need to do that. Passatson setting a new fastest lap with a 17.4. Got a lot of pace underneath him. Nahil closing in on George. Oh, very deep on the brakes. Wow. Closed in a lot. Had to take quite an awkward line to avoid hitting the Ferrari. Round turn 13. Down the hill. Round 14. 15. And the final curve, turn 16. He's within DRS range. He'll open it. Will he use any overtake? Yes, he will. Close in a lot on the Ferrari towards turn 1. It won't be enough to overtake. Through turn 1. And that is a Alfa Romeo going slowly. That might be Flavius. Or is it Snake and Beans? Let's have a look. No, it's definitely Snake and Beans. Oh, and a spinning lobe. Ooh. Catches it though. I reckon the hill might have a go into turn 10 as KD goes into the pits. I wonder what the Aston Martin driver does. Around turn 9. George quite slow through turn 9. Opens DRS. Uses overtake. The hill looks to the inside. Into the hairpin. Gets it done. He's through. Into 8th place. Now he just needs to try and pull away and close in on Silent Banshee, who is currently 7th. KD, he hopped onto the hard tyre, so he's doing a one-stop. And Oxford has gotten past George J. getting past Psycho. Their battle's still going on. Assassin into the pits, the race leader. 20 laps to go. He comes in to put on the hard tyre. And he comes. No mercy. Pitting in. Captain Schmeg stays out. Assassin. He'll leave the pits as the leader. There we are. Shows you how far he's pulled away. No mercy onto the hard tyre. Will slot in behind Lake Show in P6. Gaps are starting to spread out here. Fairly big gap between P6 and 7. Mickelson into the pits. He is going to get off the hard tyre, and that is a Williams in the barrier. That just might be Captain Schmeg. It is. He did what he did in qualifying. He's got it going. Here comes Hildebeest, his teammate. Oh, careful. Deary me. Tyres would be shot to pieces. Here comes Lake Show. Down the inside he looks. Can't hold it around the outside. Tyres are done. He'll need to pit this lap. There's no mercy. But that's a big moment, an unfortunate moment. And he comes. Banshee is the next car in line. I think he should overtake the Williams. Here he comes. Through he goes. Captain Schmeg leaving the pits on the soft tyre. On the soft. Interesting. Here comes JC. He comes past. Psycho doesn't. So Captain Schmeg, he's going to push. Drive as hard as he can on these tyres, I reckon. Banshee, these two going to have a scrap in a moment. Assassin sets another fastest lap, a 16.7. Into the hairpin. Gap is now half a second. Through the kink. Into turn 12. Lake Show into the pits. To come off the medium tyre. Probably go onto the hard. Into the chicane. The hill is close enough. Needs a good exit. He's got one. Exits the final turn. Opens DRS. Sits in the slipstream. Closing in. Moves to the outside. Commits to it. Gets it done. It's now P5 for the Alpine. Well, what's going on here? Lake Show's come out in the middle of a battle. Mickelson has retired. He's crashed just before the chicane. Safety car has been deployed. A safety car. Right at the halfway mark. There's a Ferrari spinning out. Dead. In the barrier. Into the pits comes Passassin. KD will probably go in. I imagine a lot of these guys would put on new medium tyres. That's what Passassin is doing. KD will probably do the same. Hildebeest can do the same as well. He should. Oh dear. Oh dear. He doesn't. Oh dear. Okay. Really should take advantage of a situation like that. He's not even in the lead. Assassin's in the lead. So he's gained a place. The hill stays out. Silent Banshee comes in. Oxford staying. Oxford, you're on the hards. You can put on mediums. Oh no. A lot of people aren't taking advantage of the Shreve's pit stop. No mercy. That's a risky gamble. I like it though, putting on the soft tyre. Captain Schmeg stays out, but that's more understandable after his mistake. And Oscar onto the soft tyre too. Well, the rain is coming. According to KD, there is rain on the way, so this might work. Oh no, I think this guy definitely should have pitted. He's gained a place. It isn't much. And the guy behind is on fresh tyres, and KD is going to be aggressive. So. And I recommend Shizant, as KD proceeds to get a 5-second penalty because of a lapped car. Well, that's great. Those lap traffic, do what Loeb's doing right now. Just go into the pits and filter yourself out of the way. It's a really good idea. You can utilise the pit lane to get yourself out of the way. And that's exactly what Shizant isn't doing. Some people don't know you can do this, but you should. Utilise the pit lane, get yourself out of the way, and let the leaders do their thing. Because this is going to hurt the likes of Hildebeest, KD, the Hill, to try and battle that man at the front, Assassin. Laquito's in the middle of this too. And these guys can't simply get out of the way during the restart. You're not allowed to overtake until... Oh, you're joking. You're joking. I guess lap traffic doing what lap traffic does, and if it does rain and they need to put on the intermediate tyre, they will have to serve those penalties. Can they stop hitting each other? for like 5 seconds, please. You're under safety car. Give yourself a bit of space. You don't need to drive up somebody's gearbox. You know, just give each other some room. Very simple. This is going to be... Oh, and there we go. A 5-second penalty for Silent Banshee. Oh, very good. Here we go. Here's the restart, and already Passassin has got a 2-second lead. And here comes KD. Does Hildebeest have damage out of curiosity? Because he understeered a lot after the final turn. Understeered a fair bit there in turn 1. I reckon he does. I mean, look at his car. It's not even turning. He does have damage. He got damage from hitting the lap traffic. Look at his car. It is understeering like crazy. He'll have to come in. And he will have to serve the 5-second, which he was wrongly given. Oh, that was unbelievable. I hate seeing something like that. See cars who aren't even involved in the scrap just cause a mess of things. Unbelievable. Oh well. JST overtaking Captain Schmeg. Psycho's going to crash into somebody. There we go. Really outbraked himself there. Completely missed every braking zone in the book when heading into turn 10. Smashed into the side of JST. Fortunately, I think the only one he impeded was himself. And I believe Captain Schmeg had to go off the road a little bit. Here comes Hildebeest into the pits. Oh, that is so... Oh, and it's a double stop for Captain Schmeg as well, so... Oh, dearie me. And yeah, he definitely has damage. He has a missing end plate on the right-hand side. Oh, that's massive. Oh, my goodness. These two are looking very good, particularly Hildebeest. That's out of the window now. Silent Banshee, a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. And I'm sure Hildebeest and Captain Schmeg will probably show their displeasure about what's happened there under the safety car. No, that's unfortunate. That'd be unfortunate for anybody who'd be involved in that sort of situation. But that's racing sometimes. Because sometimes things are completely out of your control. Flavius. Can try and get by Oscar here. Probably not. He's on 10-lap old mediums. Oscar needs to try and pull away here. Build up a margin. Try and close the gap to JST. It's becoming incredibly overcast here in Barcelona as well. The clouds are coming. The rain is on its way. Oh, and into the back goes Lake Show. Oh dear. And the rain is here. It's already here. It is starting to rain. Well, that's quite a bit earlier than I thought it was going to be as the leaderboard proceeds to have a fit. Yellow flag came out for Passassin. He might have just made a mistake. Now, the rain is here. You can see the rain droplets falling down. But is it intermediate conditions as such? Probably not just yet. And that is random Sector 3 yellow flag. Why? Nothing's happening back there. Into the pits comes Lake Show. Really slowing down. Car is bouncing a lot. Something's happening to him. New set of mediums, or a set of hards going on his car, rather. Psycho and Flavius side by side. Still side by side, heading around turn 3. Exiting turn 3 towards 4. Flavius hangs on to 9th. Lake Show onto a set of inters is what he's actually on. Don't know if that'll work out. I don't think the track is anywhere near wet enough for that to work. But it's a gamble. See if the gamble pays off. JST driving through Laquito there. Through turn 10. Rather, turn 12. Through 13. And into the chicane. He's on the back of Oxford Fox and Nihil Plus Ultra, the two Alpines. Got DRS open. Try and close the gap some more. Oxford runs wide. Banshee might have a crack at turn 4 if he can get the run. Oh, a lot of understeer. A lot of understeer. He won't be able to get a run. Field fairly spread out, to say the least. No Mercy currently in P3. He's got a healthy margin to the car behind. But there's a big margin to the car in front. A margin of 8 seconds. Into the pits comes Passassin. He's in. It's a set of inters being put on the car. This pit stop may prove critical. DRS has not been disabled yet, but Passassin has made the call. There for somebody. So a few drivers now on inters. Lake Show, Captain Schmeg, Lob. Around turn 4, KD and Hildevis copping 3 second time penalties. Flavius into the pits. Banshee still unable to find a way past Oxford here. Oxford made a mistake though, and through he goes into P5. Something's happened back here, and that's Oscar? No, it's Laquito. Making a mistake. Gets going again. And that might be Passassin. It is. Passassin has made a mistake. And he's coming in. Has he got damage? He does. Look at the car understeer. The former race leader has blown it. JST going very slowly. He's coming into the pits now. Silent Banshee into the pits. You can see Assassin's car still there. Away he goes out of the pits. Set of intermediates going on his car, and a front wing change as well, and a 5-second penalty being served. A long stop for Silent Banshee, a very long stop. Quite typical of the Mercedes garage, let's be honest. And Passassin is now behind the hill. He's lost that much time. Passassin, a 3-second time penalty as he looks around the outside. Nihil doesn't even fight it. But he's got a 38-second margin to No Mercy. And a 48-second margin to KD, who's now coming into the pits. A colossal error on Passassin's behalf. 5-second penalty being served. No mercy is in. Set of enters. Put on the car, away he goes. Same with no mercy. Away he goes out of the pits. Look at that gap. That gap is pretty huge. We've only got a few laps to go. And Oxford Fox is off the road. Here comes a McLaren. Probably log. Well, what a dramatic end to this one. There's Laquito having a moment. Teammate going by. Plenty of drama. Captain Schmeg, a 3-second time penalty. So now, effectively, everybody is on the intermediates. It's only Laquito and Shizant who are not. Gaps are pretty big. The biggest, one of the biggest of which, is the gap between this man and P2. Led comfortably throughout the race. Had a great safety car restart too. Made a decision to pit early for the Inter. And made a mistake between 13, or rather between turns 12 and 13. He's now a long, long way behind. Best he could probably hope for is third, unless the two in front of him make a mistake. Let's have a look at penalties. KD has 6 seconds. He's got an 8.5 second margin to no mercy. Can the Red Bull close the gap? Well, at the moment, it's a no. Gap has hovered around 8.7. Kassaslan has 3 seconds. Nahil has none. JST has none. Oxford has 3 and almost losing it there. To think JST is P5 as well. Where did he come from? Both Red Bulls in the top 5. Both Alpines in the top 6. Both Mercedes-Benz are in the top 10. So some solid results here and there. Very solid. That is Laquito, I believe, having another moment. Dearie me. Out in front and leading the way, and that is a Alfa Romeo. Snake and beans, wrong way round. Gets it going again. There goes Banshee. Into the pits goes Laquito. Hildebeest, he has 12 seconds. That's a lot of seconds. Worth of penalties. He's going to find it tough to stay inside the top 10. Needs to drive pretty well in these final few laps. Assassin is closing in quite quickly on No Mercy as well. The gap is close to 6.2 seconds. Using a fair amount of batteries, Hildebeest. Can he get by? There's Laquito coming out of the pits. Into turn 1. Deep on the brakes. Not close enough. Avoiding the turn 2 curb. Doesn't want to spin out. Oh, and a big moment from Oscar, and through goes Hildebeest. A massive moment there. Good bit of driving to catch it. But he's fallen to 10th. Hildebeest, he now has a fairly clear track in front of him. Needs to get a move on. Rain is becoming more and more heavy by the minute, and the gap is closing more and more by the second between P2 and 3. And that is a McLaren who's had a moment. It's like, oh. Gets it going. Here he may. It's fallen to 15th. Can't tell if he has damage. He doesn't, from what I can see. Car turned in pretty well there too at turns 1 and 2, so I don't think he has damage. Assassin now under 2 seconds behind P2. But he has to try and pass the Red Bull and then build up a 3-second margin to try and hang on to that second place. Captain Schmeg and Flavius changing positions there. That's before turn 4? It was. So Captain Schmeg into P12, but he's got 9 seconds worth of penalties. Heading towards the sweeper of turn 4. Gap is now 1.5. Went onto the grass there, Assassin. Just a little bit. Really pushing hard. Gap now closes to 1 second. Heading towards the hairpin of turn 10. Locks up on the entry, but maintains so much speed. Gap is now half a second. Assassin needs to get by as soon as possible. On an awkward run from No Mercy. Very awkward. Assassin is in a good place to try and pass. And he uses a lot of battery, sits in the slipstream, pulls to the inside. They are side by side heading towards turn 2. Turn 1 rather. And they remain to be side by side through turn 2. No Mercy is fighting. Round turn 3, Assassin has the inside line. He gets it done. He's into second place. He now needs to build a 3-second margin with the laps remaining. Gap starting to increase quite a bit, and that's going to increase it even more. A big moment at turns 7 and 8, and the gap increases to 2.4, 2.5. Now, and it sits at about 2.5 seconds. Seems that No Mercy's chance of a P2 might be out the window. Into turn 5. Got a battle here for P6. Oxford Fox trying to hang on. Doing all he can. Up the hill. Around turn 9. Uses overtake to close in. Hildebeest a 3-second time penalty. It's a nice drive out of 10. Round 12. Through 13. Shizant, Captain Schmeier getting 3-second time penalties respectively. Down the pitch straight away, using all the battery he's got. He's got a lot of it. Heading towards turn 1. Doesn't commit to it. Oh. But Oxford Fox goes deep into 2. Compromises his run at the exit. Through turn 3 we go. Looking to the inside is the Ferrari. Into turn 4. Gets it done. The Alpine tries to get the switchback. Can he get the traction? Oh, the Ferrari doesn't. But the Alpine has to back off to avoid hitting the gearbox of the car in front. But a great move there. Blake is on the final lap. Every so often, you see a race where it isn't the fastest guy who takes the checkered flag. Every so often, the guy who takes the checkered flag is the person who made the right decisions at the right time, or made the fewest mistakes, put the car in the right areas at the right time. And that is precisely what KD has done today. Pitted at the right time to move on to the intermediate tyre. And that big mistake from Passassin was ultimately the straw that broke the camel's back. Passassin had it all. He had the pace, he qualified on pole, he looked quick. But in the end, he won't be the person taking the checkered flag. It'll be this man who comes around the final corner for the last time. He will win the Spanish Grand Prix, KD, the winner here in Barcelona. Passassin exits the final turn. He'll take P2. It's a result, but not one he probably would have wanted. No Mercy will finish on the podium in P3 for Red Bull. He'll be satisfied with that. Just be waiting on the rest of the field. Hildebeest and Silent Banshee. Hello, what are you fellas up to? Shizant has retired from the session on track, no less. That's great. You me. Nahil exits the final turn. He'll cross the line to finish P4. Solid bunch of points there. And it's a great day all round for Red Bull. P3 and P5 for Jay Stee. He'd be happy with that top 5 finish. Lake Show, P6. And his return. P7 for Oxford Fox. P8 for Hildebeest. Silent Banshee moves to P8 due to the sheer amount of penalties that Hildebeest had. Oscar Toll jumps up to 8th place, actually. Silent Banshee to 9th. Hildebeest 10th. Psycho 11th. Oh, hang on, the order jumbled up quite a bit towards the end there. We'll have a look more in depth at the results screen. Driver of the day given to Jay Stee. We'll see how he performed in just a moment, but first, podium celebrations. Well done, KD. He'd be satisfied with that, I'm sure. Passassin P2. No Mercy P3. Right. So there we are. KD, the winner here in Spain. Assassin P2, leading the majority of the race, qualified on pole, has fastest lap as well. But it is P2 for Passassin. No Mercy P3. Nahil P4, Jay Stee P5 from 14th on the grid, making up 9 positions over the course of this race. Lake Show 6, Oxford 7th, Oscar Toll in 8th, Silent Banshee in 9th. Hildebeest rounds out the top 10. Psycho 11th, Captain Schmegan 12th, Flavius 13th, Snake and Beans 14th, Lobin 15th, Liquito 16th, Shizant in 17th. classified, but he did voluntarily retire from the race. And our proper retirements, George, Rafa, and Sloso. Some race, huh? Had some good battles, some dramatic twists and turns. Very nice race indeed. Ooh. Ah. There we are. Ah. That was good. I enjoyed that one. Not the best race I've seen at Barcelona, but definitely up there, that's for sure. Somewhat enjoyed that. But I think, with the race finally over, it's time for us to end the stream. Tune in throughout the week though. There's still plenty of racing to come here on Race Spec Esports, but for the Americas series, we'll have to wait until next week. Until then, I've been Lane Everingham. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you for round 3 at Bahrain International Circuit for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Until then, good night.